Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so Libra, this is a bonus reading, and tonight we have the Two of Cups, which we know has everything to do with kind of love, right? Partnership, companionship, and the kind of feeling of security that comes from that. There's a little cat hair on here, sorry. Come on. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look and see what do these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to hit the like button or leave a comment, I want to hear from you. Absolutely. I love reading the comment section. Yes, I do. I actually do. A lot of really sweet people, interesting people. I always appreciate those of you who share the love, but also those who share your life stories, the things that you're going through. I know that's not easy, so I appreciate you. Also, if you're new to the channel, definitely shout it out in the comment section. And over here, we have, it looks like a person who is kind of fleeing. I imagine running away from this bird who is flying right for its head. You can see, here's the head of the bird, here are the wings. This is the person's head, here's their arms, their body, their legs. Now behind the bird is also a person on a horse, okay? Full speed, running, galloping, right? Right towards this other person. We also have a cat right here, right in the mix. So, what does this mean? What does it mean? You're getting attacked by animals. No. So the bird is a message, right? There's a message coming through. Now, the person on the horse, that is movement. That is the energetic shifting. But it also could be quite literally somebody traveling, right? Getting on the horse and headed on out. Now, I feel like you are the person up here running away. And what does that mean? I feel like you are going to receive word that, yeah, maybe somebody's coming to visit. Maybe you are, going to be hosting family members or old acquaintances, or, somebody has asked you, can I stay with you for a while I'm between places, or, whatever it is. And I feel like this really, it makes you, I think the thing is, it's like a worry that it's going to impede your independence, right? It's like if mom is coming to say, hey, I'm going to be coming out to see you and the kids. I'm going to stay with you for like a month, right? And all of a sudden, you're panicking. Mom is coming to stay for a month, and she's going to rearrange my cabinets. She's going to tell me all about myself. She's going to correct me in front of my kids, whatever. And it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm like a kid again. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to like tiptoe around my own house. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a lot. And I feel like you're looking for some way to get out of this occurrence, right? This thing that is coming up. And, ultimately, And let me do some clarifying cards because I want to find out, are you going to actually just kind of decide, I'm not doing this, sorry, you can't stay, or are you going to like let this happen and make the best of it, or are you just going to kind of, you know, white knuckle it, try to get right through there, you know, trying to just deal. So these are the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, and they're beautiful cards. They're oracle cards, and I've been using them to kind of be a clarifier or just kind of give more detail to some aspects of my readings. And so I'm going to pick 3 of them, and I want to see kind of where are we headed here energetically? Where are we headed here emotionally? Where are we headed here kind of in the practical as well? Okay. So I'm going to I'm not going to shuffle them. It's too messy when I get it going. They'll be like, you know, flying everywhere. So I just do it like this on camera because it looks at least a little less chaotic. And so we have generosity, protection, and what's the last one? Resistance. I love it. Okay, so you are definitely going to open your home, open your heart, be very generous with your time and efforts. And, you know, I think honestly, Libra, this is like where you excel. It really is. You are a sign that is of service. You are a group of people who are often... No, I don't necessarily think of you like as... Like Sagittarius to me are like totally caretakers. These are people that work in like home care for an elderly. These are people that are like doctors and you know, whatever. They take care of their family members and so on. But then Libra, you are very caring and what's the word? Perceptive of people's emotions, their kind of psychic well-being, just generally how they are feeling within their life. Like I think of a Libra person often as like a counselor, or a psychiatrist, a therapist, a social worker, a support person, like a mentor. You know, and now this doesn't have to be your primary job, but I do feel that you have very much that kind of mediator. What is that called? Like when is it called mediation? I guess maybe it is a mediator. Like somebody who de-escalates the situation, somebody who you can sit and talk to somebody and help them figure things out. Well, also you're figuring things out at the same time. So I do feel that you will be generous and you're activated through this. Even if you're doing it kind of begrudgingly, you are still in your zone, right? You are feeling pretty good about it. Now, I feel that these two really kind of go together, right? There needs to be some amount of resistance to somebody coming into your private life, and maybe they are overly familiar, maybe they are a boundary stomper, maybe they make you feel a little uncomfortable. And I mean, like, it's uncomfortable to have just somebody in the house when you're not really used to having that person in the house. I don't think that they go out of their way to make you uncomfortable, but I do feel like it's not only just resistance, but I think that it's boundary setting, right? Resisting just succumbing to pleasing other people. Now, I'm not saying that you're a people pleaser, but I think that you usually will just go along to get along in a lot of situations. And you're okay with letting people think that they're right? It's just kind of like, I don't even, you know, it's not a big enough deal for me to argue this with this person. I'm just, you know, it's whatever. If they think that they're right, fine. That's cool with me, you know. But in this situation, I think that you have to protect your peace. You have to be a little resistant to maybe this kind of overpowering personality that this person maybe has, right? And I don't know that they're like an unpleasant person, but I think that it's more like, yeah, they are overly familiar, and that can be suffocating, you know? It can feel quite oppressive. And so let's continue to look. Now I see we have a person right here. You can see the head, you can see the body. Up here we have the Magician, we have the body there. They have a wand right here. Here's the head. We have a little evergreen tree right here. We have a person here who looks a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit younger. We have another person standing here holding on to two other people. So I do feel like there is a sense of kind of maybe a gathering happening. I'm almost wondering if this is going to be out at a park, or I kind of get the impression of maybe a desire to go camping or staying out of doors, sleeping beneath the stars. And I do feel like ultimately this leads up to maybe some kind of reunion or a family event, or, you know, something, right? And this maybe is why this person is even coming to stay with you, right? They maybe are staying because there's some kind of event happening, a wedding, a reunion, you know, whatever it is. But I do feel this sense of grounding and peace as you kind of come together with more of your people and get outside of kind of the constraints of your normal routine and get out there in the fresh air. I think that's the big thing, is just being able to go out and spend a good amount of time in the wilderness, possibly, but it could be even like you just go fishing for the day, or you're gonna go for, you know, a hike all together, or whatever it is. But I feel the stress of it all kind of like falling away from you, and I believe that this ends up being a situation, a kind of a wonderful reunion with the person staying with you, but also with the family that is around. And I think that you go into the whole deal just kind of maybe planning for the worst, and it ends up being kind of maybe the best little vacation or visit that you've had in a long time. Now, we also have the Magician up here. So I do feel like you playing an active role in some of the planning actually makes you feel a little bit more secure in it all, because you are understanding the ins and outs of what's going on, right? You're immersed in the packing and maybe the food, and getting, if there's decorations, and the itinerary and all this kind of stuff. And I think that makes you feel at ease a little bit. Although it is stressful because you're planning for other people, but I think there's ease in the busyness, right? You don't have all this kind of idle time to be worrying about how is this gonna go, and once you get in there, it does feel like, yeah, it all comes together. Now, we do have the person here that looks like they're holding maybe like a spoon. And this immediately made me think of somebody stirring the pot. And so maybe that there is somebody, it kind of feels like a sibling. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels like a sibling. Maybe a cousin, somebody though who is a peer, around the same age as you. Probably you grew up with them. And they are the one that comes in and stirs the pot. And because of, now this is in America, and I know that a lot of people who watch are not in the United States, but I think we're all feeling affected by, right, the politics of our countries, our nations, our local areas, in general. You know, I don't know what's going on in different countries exactly, besides the brief things that I see on YouTube as I'm scrolling. But there's a lot of just arguing, divisiveness, really, really, really getting to a fever pitch, especially in the United States. And so we all have those family members, right? And I'm sighing because I didn't have the party, but somebody in the family had a party a few weeks ago. And it was a nice little get together. Everybody kind of hanging out and seeing each other for the first time in a long time. And I even met new people I didn't even know in the extended parts of the married family and whatever. And then there was the one family member who came in there, you know, and it caused kind of a argument. I mean, right in the middle of dinner, in the middle of the party, a very animated argument, and everybody dispersed. And it was just kind of like, okay. And I'm in the upper Midwest. So if you know anything about up here, and I won't say exactly where I'm at, but it is in the kind of Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Dakotas area, right? And for the most part, people are like pretty non-confrontational, okay? So this is like when these things happen, it's like, okay, this is a lot. So I do feel like you have maybe your own very special family member who's going to come in there with a big old spoon to stir the pot and get it going. And here I am to tell you, do not fall into that trap. Don't let it ruin your day, especially if you are the one that is, you know, the main hostess or you're planning or whatever. Don't let it get to you, okay? Don't let it happen. Just ignore it, okay? Ignore it, let it go, disengage. I know it's not easy, but it is. It's the state of things. It's the way it is right now, and so we all have to kind of just pump the brakes a little bit where we can. Okay, so we also have, it looks like a motorcycle, and we have the number 5. And I almost feel like this is like an uncle or a brother. Maybe a good friend. And I'm imagining that they're really into motorcycles. And it's not like a Harley, like a big one. I'm almost imagining it's like a, I don't know what they're called, but they were like those old, like World War II motorcycles that they used in the army and stuff. Something like this. And I wonder if this was, maybe it was that this family member served in one of the conflicts. But I feel like they really were kind of a lone wolf. And we have the wolf here that's also the motorcycle. And we also have, it looks like a little tea candle. It reminds me of like a little prayer. And I feel like maybe this is somebody who they came back, or as they got older, there was just kind of maybe there were some mental health issues, maybe some addiction issues, but a very beloved family member. And again, I get this impression of kind of almost like somebody who, it's not that they isolated themselves, but they kind of just like left the family in a way. And I think it's just they pursued their own life and the things that they were doing, and it kind of was really out of step with the rest of the family. You know, like I don't feel like you come from like a family of bikers, but there is this family member that kind of went in this more kind of it's not even transient, but just kind of going a lot of places and being with their chosen people and crew and all of that. And I feel like they're coming up, maybe it's anniversary, but I do feel like there is this sense of them being around, right? Just kind of, I almost wonder if like when you go to this family thing or you're having this event, depending on what it is. I mean, it really, you know, obviously if you're at a like wedding, you don't necessarily put up an altar of your elders and ancestors and stuff. But maybe having pictures of some of your departed family members displayed. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like this energy wants to be recognized. And so I feel like it would be meaningful for you to, yeah, maybe display a photo of them, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's not even like clear if there's a message, just that to be remembered. I think that's what it really is. It's to be remembered. They want to be remembered. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do the gratitude affirmation cards. I'm going to flip through and stop where it feels right. We'll flip it over. Vine of hope. I embrace hope. I choose to see possibilities. And my hope is like a vine, always growing toward the sun. What is a personal hope of yours? What can you do to nurture that dream? What is a personal hope of yours? Yeah, what are your hopes? What are you hoping for? I'm hoping for a nap. My birthday's coming up in a few days, and that's what I asked for. I said, hey, you know what? I want to sleep during the day, because that hasn't, since my daughter stopped napping. And listen, she was exclusively breastfed for, well, the first portion until she started having solids. But then what they call in America anyways, extended breastfeeding. And so she went till she was 3, right? She breastfed till she was 3. And she always had to have contact naps. And what does that mean? It means they sleep on top of you, basically. They have to sleep they cannot take a nap unless they're, cuddled up with you. And, I'm not complaining, because I would fall asleep on the couch with her laying on top of me. And it was very nice and cuddly and sweet, and I miss it. But she went from that to no nap. and she's fine, but I never have caught back up. I need those naps. So that's my aspiration there, is to have a little bit of a nap. My hope and dream. What is your hope and dream, Libra? So anyways, I want to tell you I love you. Of course I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It will let you know when the next readings are coming out. Also, if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all and they mean so much to me. Also, if you're new to the channel, definitely shout it out in the comment section. All right, with that, I'm going to tell you I love you again, and take care of yourself. We'll talk real soon. Good night, good night, good night.